Warhammer Rashib here, bringing you Battle Report 25 against none other than Matthew Reeson, 2013's Alberta's Warhammer Fantasy Champion. Awesome. In a grudge match, last time I managed to squeak out a win just due to insanely bad rolls on his point and his part in his general being killed off early. Um, it was just a really funny game and a really quirky of how things went. So he's been dying for a rematch, and since we're in the same club and we haven't yet played each other, it's time to throw down the gauntlet. That's right. Before Alberta's tournament, GT's happening, which was this past weekend, which we have a new reigning champion. Matt was up there by like a 0.05% off of retaining his former title of Alberta's champion, but he walked away with best general, so props to him. This battle report we have is preparation for that tournament, and I like to feel like I think that I gave him some good practice before the tournament starts. So 2,400 points, Dark Elves versus Vampire Council. Let's get right to it. On my side, I have 39 Executioners, 10 Dark Riders, 12 or 14 Dark Shards, Master, actually this is Dreadlord on a Pegasus, Doomfire Warlocks with the BSB, and another Master on a Darksteed, vanguarding up here in the middle. I should probably note that this was Dawn Attack, and I had no intentions of placing my combat block on the far left flank like that, far away from everything. But c'est la vie, that's the way it goes. My other side, there's the better look at my Warlock list. 4 Bolt Throwers. He has pretty much his whole army right here. Another 10 Doomfire Warlocks, another 12 or 14 Dark Shards. His army, we've got Dogs. We have a 20 Zombies with a level 1 Necromancer. We have some Spirit Hosts, a Terrorgeist. We have a Night Bus, which he has some pretty killy characters, including his BSB, a couple units of Fellbats, more Fellbats, a horde of ghouls, and another block of zombies behind them with another level 1 Necromancer, I believe. And so that's his list, and this is after Vanguard, and after his Vanguard, let's jump right to it. Matt gets first turn. So here we go. Look at the vampire counts. Me gonna shoot him when he comes close. And there's just a look at my left side of the board, and oh my goodness, I cannot believe my executioners are over there. This army I designed was really just to get up in your face and just kill you with these executioners and dance around with the warlocks and the dark riders and the Pegasus. Here we go. Look at the vanguards. Matt's first turn chaffs up the warlocks with his Fellblats. Everything else shimmies forward. Spirit Host moves over there. He's ethereal. My turn. I shoot at him. And I managed to put a couple of wounds on a couple of the Night Bus. And there we go. Doomfire Warlocks inching back just a little bit. Hey, I don't have to charge first turn. So there we go. Just a look at me doing a Doombolt and some shots with the Dark Shards against the Fellbats. Look right there. This is a Sinister Statue. Anything within 6 inches. We stayed clear of the 6-inch bubble. Dreadlord moves up here. Not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe punk this unit. Maybe come up behind. Kind of just getting him into position. These guys march. They have the +1 movement banner. And the Dark Riders move over here to chaff up some dogs and to shoot them dead. His turn. My magic phase, I managed to get Soul Blight off, which is fantastic. So when I shoot him, it's going to be easier. And I managed to kill 3 knights. 4 dogs, and in his turn, he manages to charge into my bolt throwers. So props to him for flying around and wheeling like this because they're flying, and I just kind of forgot these guys are flying and they could totally get around now that I've backed up. But then again, these bats were supposed to be dead, but I couldn't help but shoot at his Night Bus. I really should have focused on clearing chaff first. Spirit Host moving up to also chaff up. Ghouls moving on the right flank. Spirit Host moving up, taking the position of the former Fellbats. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do because I have no magical attacks in this army. This really wasn't an all-comers army list. This was a list that I was like, I'm taking some of my favorite hard-hitting units and we'll see how they do. So my Warlocks fail a panic test after a unit goes down over here, and they ended up fleeing away from the Fellbats, who this repeater bolt thrower from combat, and they fled away from it through his guys. I'm actually quite okay with that. Only lose 1 to dangerous terrain. There we have a look at the bats overrunning. The other stays around in combat. Dark Riders charge here, take them out, and then we have the Executioners moving over here to wheel. And this is where everything sort of falls apart for me. And you'll see why. This Spirit Host is the linchpin of his entire operation, and I have no way of getting rid of it. Yeah, I guess I could Doom Bolt, but Soul Blight is so much better. Double Soul Blight on this unit, just to try and whittle it down with some shooting if I can before it comes. But, every turn he has, he just raises the dead back up. So I soon realized that's not the best option, but too little, too late. So look at the vampire counts of his turn. He prepares his maneuvers. I reform like that, and it jumps to his turn. Oh, I kill a Fellbat. I forgot about that. That's wonderful. And I kill another one over here. Fantastic. I almost freed up 3 of my bolt throwers to start shooting again. And his Night Bus manages to make a long charge into this last bolt thrower and angles such that he wishes to overrun like this. And the Spirit Host, the linchpin, went here to chaff up my guys. Actually, I think he charged them. He charged them into combat, so they're in combat. And the Terrorgeist moves over here to scream at the Doomfire Warlocks, and the zombies reform to face them. Zombies move up, and I have my Dreadlord on a Pegasus chasing them down. And there's just a look at kind of the angle. Yeah, you can see he's got options. And there we go. Look at the board. Combat. On the right side, the Spirit Hosts destroy my Dark Shards. Since I can't stand and shoot, and I can't attack it, and I barely have a rank with no banner, he wins on combat res and runs me down. Fantastic. And then, after the overrun on the bolt thrower, he clashes into my Warlock unit, which was to be expected. What wasn't to be expected was this combat also went well for the Spirit Hosts, and I couldn't get anything. No banner, just a musician, 1 rank. He manages to kill a guy, charges, wins combat. I break, fail my BSB roll, and he runs and flees like that, which allows the Spirit Host to reform in such a way that the tip of his base is really inconvenient because I'll have to wheel around him if I want to charge in these Executioners. Very unfortunate, and it's really turning the tides of this game. So I thought Warlocks were great in combat. They are, but not against a Night Bus with the Killy Night Lord. And my Master, who's got a cool, great weapon, he's got the Night Shroud, which means he's still using a great weapon, no strength modifiers, and he can't reroll because he's using a great weapon, and he goes last. And my BSB is also doing the same. So sucks to be me and that Warlock unit. They're going to get the hurt put on them. Here's a look at the Sinister Statue, but I'm trying to show is the the Dreadlord behind my zombies. The Dark Riders failed to charge in as well through the forests. These guys rally next turn, fan-freaking-tastic, but too little too late. I managed to wheel past them, but I can only clip the back rank of these knights, and only a few of them can fight in combat, which actually was horrendous. I thought this combat would go a little bit better than what it did, but it turns out Warlocks fall in droves to charging lances. And then these Warlocks scoot around the Terrorgeist to kind of get around them. The Master goes in, or the Dreadlord goes into the zombies. And then we have, I think, a Soul Blight, then a Doom Bolt on this Terrorgeist. And yeah, where are my Executioners and where are my Masters and my Warlocks? Well, they broke and were killed in combat. So after my Master have died, my BSB is gone, and there's just a few Warlocks left. I fail a leadership test. I roll a 10 on leadership 8 for both of the units, and they flee. And the Knights pursue the Executioners and run them down. There goes 500 some odd points. What the good news is, I killed in combat the Fellbat with my bolt throwers. So good news there. Zombies ghouls now not having anything to charge because the dark shards were taken out by another spirit host, they turn to reform to face these warlocks. It is looking grim. On his turn, he marches up like so, and he moves his Terrorgeist back to get into a good screaming position, but manages to kill one or two spirit hosts. As if once wasn't enough, they go in again. All right, warlocks are whittled down now after the screams. Combo charge by me in my turn into the back of the zombies, who reform just to show me a flank instead of a rear. Good job. I kill him, run him down. In combat, he attempted to combo charge with the Night Bust, the zombies, and the ghouls. They both failed. Only the zombies went in, which I'm okay with. The warlocks could actually stand a chance against those zombies. Spirit Host took out one of my remaining bolt throwers and then overruns into the next one. Just based on combat res, I can't kill him. Whew, that was a block of 20 zombies with a necromancer. Yeah, I only have 2 warlocks left, but man, did they put the hurt on them. And they pop and they crumble. And then he flees through, loses 1 to dangerous terrain, and then runs off the board. And then in an epic showdown, I decide to charge in my Dreadlord into the Night Bust just to kill that stupid guy with the Night Shroud. However, I believe my master does have the Great Weapon too, so he's not going to go over very well. I managed to kill 1 knight, and it's just a horrendous slaughter of the Dark Elves. And that is a lesson learned, that if you don't bring any magic attacks to a vampire count army battle, you're in trouble, or to a tournament for that matter. I actually did think about magical attacks when I was planning this list. I relied too much on Doombolt. However, when you have 2 units that can cast Soul Blight and Doombolt and you want to make sure they go off, it becomes really hard to target Spirit Hosts with Doombolt to get rid of them. So it was hard. It was a game where I should have cleared chaff instead of trying to take out some of these knights. I really need to just avoid that knight unit or send a Purple Sun through it. That's the battle report. Thanks for watching, guys.